Are you looking for a new football news app? I can't lie, that's a very odd thing to just say in normal conversation, but I mean, then you've got to make sure to check out One Football down in the description below for all of your news, whether you're a Barca fan, Liverpool fan, or an Alfreton. I don't know if it has them, I'm not gonna lie. Just download it anyway. So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to welcome you to yet another FIFA 19 Wolves Career Mode episode here, and today we're following up from a very dramatic turn of events in the last one. Now, if you haven't seen the last episode, there will be an annotation in the top right of the screen to check out the rest of the playlist, but I will warn you, it was drama from start to finish. Regardless of that, we have got some serious transfer activity to finish up in this one. We'll be going through the rest of the transfer window, deadline day, and we'll also be playing 3 Premier League games as well, or 3 games in general. One of them might be in the Cup, I'm not entirely sure. As you can see, Manchester United first of all, then MK Dons actually in the Carabao Cup, and then following on from that, in the 1st of September, we've got a game against West Ham United. But transfer activity is very much the order of the day, especially at the start of this episode. First of all, I asked you guys whether I should sell and replace Rui Patricio in this transfer window, and just about you guys voted not to do that. I think about 60% of you or something like that voted to keep Rui Patricio. We can't really afford to bring in another goalkeeper without selling him, that's the issue, so if we were going to improve that position, we would need to sell Patricio as well. So you guys deciding that Patricio is the man for the job. He has been very good, generally speaking, but in terms of bringing players in, there was a massive vote last time, and it was about the second centre-back we would bring in this transfer window. We've already signed Harry Maguire from Leicester, but obviously, judging from last season, we were so poor defensively, we need an entirely new centre-back partnership. Bolly and Cody, though they are great players, and I love them a lot in this series, they were not solid enough to deliver us Champions League football. And the vote was down to you guys. Ruben Vezo, Ruben Diaz, Deo Upamecano, and Eder Militao. And overall, you guys chose the Frenchman, Deo Upamecano of RB Leipzig. Now, deep down, I am very happy about this. He's a player I've wanted to use for so long. So we are going to go into contract negotiations for Deo Upamecano. So here we are, into player negotiations for the Frenchman, the man mountain, the absolute centre-back monster himself. That is Deo Upamecano. He wants an important squad role, which is quite cheeky actually, because overall wise, he's technically worse than Willy Bolly, though I imagine he will perform better than his fellow countrymen. We're going to go ahead and accept that because on the balance of play, he will be getting a lot of game time. 5-year contract length is solid. Usually young players only want 2 or 3 years, but 5 years I will take. This is going very well so far. I don't want to shaft this again like we did with Ziyech. We've got a decent amount of money to spend really on this deal. Even after this signing, we'll have £17.4 million. We'll go for 42k in wages, 150k signing bonus. I may be overpaying, I may be underpaying, I don't know, but hopefully I'm in the right ballpark. Now, what is his agent going to say? That's a fair offer, so we probably overpaid realistically, but I'm happy with it really. Regardless of that though, Deo Upamecano is now a Wolves player, and I am really excited to use him because he really is a ridiculous centre-back on this game, especially when he grows some more. So that is a really huge signing. So here he is, our new number 5, 78 rated 20-year-old Deo Upamecano joins from RB Leipzig to just to add to that centre-back partnership along with Harry Maguire. As I said earlier, that should be very, very solid and very, very strong. 86 sprint speed, 86 jumping, and 90 strength is in fact ridiculous. I might train him on some of his defensive stats, sorry, because his interceptions are quite low. His stand tackling is very good, but his slide tackling is quite low. His marking is only 69, so I think we'll need to improve him a little bit on those things. But physically, he is a specimen. He's going to be very, very good. Now, just before we get into the games of this episode, worth noting, Adama Traore was your player of the episode from last time. A whopping 71% of you voting for the Spaniard after he grabbed not 1 but 2 late goals to grab us wins in that one. We won both games 1-0, and both of them were late goals in the last 10 minutes. 2 points, interestingly, go to one of our newest recruits. Harry Maguire was very solid at centre-back and helped us keep 2 clean sheets in that episode. He grabs himself 2, and Renato Sanchez got himself the remaining 1 point. Now though, it's game time, and we're at home at the Molineux welcoming Manchester United to our home ground, and it's an opportunity to try out that new centre-back partnership. Diane Samaseko is also in, and the out-of-form Diogo Jota is also replaced replaced once again by Adama Traore. So all three of our big signings in this transfer window playing in the same game. Hakim Ziyech, and we've also got Harry Maguire and Deo Upamecano in the side. Obviously, last time we played Manchester United, it was a big issue for our top 4 challenge. They came back from 1-0 down to beat us in that game. It was one of the results that cost us Champions League football, so we don't want a similar thing here. Samaseku out wide here into Adama Traore, plenty of space. Can put the ball in. It's to Neves there. What a strike, and saved onto the bar. Romero then plucks it out of the air. Oh my goodness me, the power on that from Ruben Neves. That was absolutely disgraceful. I think it took a slight touch off Romero because his tag came up above his name, and that usually means a goalkeeper's got something on it. If he has, that is an absolutely unreal save. Alan there almost miscontrols, but plays it out wide here to Diego Dalot on the right-hand side. It's a good ball in. And Lukaku gets his foot on it. Harry Maguire, you were there. I was controlling Harry Maguire. Like, he didn't lock onto it. I pressed the button for him to clear it away, and he just didn't lock onto it. He just, like, hang on, let me watch this again. Is he in a position to be able to deal with that? He is. Surely he is. Come on now. Harry, you're meant to be making our defence solid, not running away from the ball in the centre. Ziyech, that's Neves, in towards Martinez, over again towards Adama Traore, and he puts it wide. No, Adama, how? Oh my goodness me. Oh, that's agonisingly wide. How have you missed that one? I thought that was going to be his 3rd of the season. He's the only Wolves player to score all season, and I thought that was going to continue. Corner's going to get swung in here by Ziyech into a dangerous area. Deo Upamecano gets his head on it, and it's just onto the roof of the net, and it could have been a debut goal for the French centre-back. Leapt well. It's a difficult position. He's got to wrap his head around it almost. I love how United have got Fred and Alan playing it. That's just, I'm sorry, they're both Brazilian, and one of them's called Fred and one of them's called Alan. What? How? How does that even occur? Don't get me wrong, United are dangerous in this game, but I feel like with the chances we've had, we should be level now, as Ziyech tries to get that one clear. Doesn't really do so. It falls to Lindelof, who blasts it in. Oh, I give up. I give up. It's an awful clearance, can I just say? That header is atrocious. It's 2-0, and it really should not be. Ziyech there once again losing possession in a position where all he's got to do is fight for the ball. That's one thing I have noticed with him is, I don't know whether he's lacking the physicality that you need to be successful in the Premier League. Like, he's a good player, don't get me wrong, and he's a classy little footballer, but when it comes to little one-on-one strength battles, he's lacking a lot. Upamecano wins that one back. That's going to fall so kindly, though, to Alan. Out wide now here for Jesse Lingard, who'll try and cut it back into Alan. Free header, 3-0, and that is game over. It's so unbelievably undeserved. United have literally had 3 chances. It's so tragic. It's not been a great advertisement for our centre-back partnership in this game, I can't lie. They've had 3 things to deal with, and they failed to deal with all of them. Martinez has been completely non-existent. I'm not even sure how many times he's touched the ball. Maybe 3 maximum. Oh, ball here through for Inaki Williams. Well saved by Patrizio. That really should have been 4. And it's just the same tradition as carried on from last year. This whole thing of we can't lose games by 1 goal. You know, we just threaten to get absolutely pummeled every time we're not winning a game. Maguire gets that one clear. Story of the game, very average one, and one that I literally want to forget. That was an absolutely awful game of football for us. 3-0 loss. Adama was our best player, 8.1. Now, one comment and one sort of thing that I've been getting asked a lot about this series is there much of a youth academy presence? There are quite a lot of promoted youth academy players in this series. I've just not really had the chance to show them off because a lot of them only got promoted right at the end of season 1, but I'm going to show you the best ones in this episode because we've got quite a few, and the next game is against MK Dons, so a couple of them will be playing in that Carabao Cup tie. First of all, and the best of the lot, is the Nigerian right midfielder Kelvin Lawal. He can also play as a centre mid and a left mid, so very versatile. He's got 79 balance, 78 agility, his acceleration isn't bad, his sprint speed's gone up, his ball control is already 83, and his curve and dribbling are pretty good too. Ethan Cook is the next best thing. Yet another winger who can play on both sides and as a centre mid as well, so lovely seeing this versatility. 67 rated and gone up by a 1, 71 acceleration, 79 agility and good balance too. His ball control, like Lawal, is also also up in the dark greens at 82. Max Jackson is next up. You may recognize that name from a certain cutsy series. Unfortunately, no pedotash on this guy, and he's also a goalkeeper, and he's also white. Max Jackson is actually huge. I think he's like 6'7". He's literally ridiculous. He's 64 rated. He's going to play in that MK Dons game. We're going to use that as a bit of a trial. We could get him to a decent overall very quickly by the halfway stage of the season, and we might not need to bring in a backup goalkeeper. Got Morgan Moore as well, attacking mid, 80 curve there, 76 agility. Looks like an alright player. You might see him against MK Dons. And then apart from that, the only other players at 60, or the only other player, sorry, singular at 60, is Patrick Bennett. Good acceleration and aggression. His defensive stats are okay-ish, but need training. He's 61 rated, and I think he actually has one of the best potentials out of any of them. He has got potential to be special. Now I'm hoping this side will be good enough to do the damage at home against MK Dons here in, I think, the second round of the Carabao Cup. It is literally all changed. So we've got 4 Youth Academy players in the team for a start. Max Jackson is in goal, 64 rated. Our potential to be special right back, Patrick Bennett, is also playing. And we've also got Lawal and Ethan Cook on either wing. Munir makes his first start since joining from Barcelona. Andreas Pereira, Gibbs White and Renato Sanchez are in midfield, whilst it's a rest of the back four. We've obviously talked about Bennett, but Vinagra's at left back. Lloyd Kelly is starting for the first time after joining from Bristol City in January, and Willy Bolly is back to captain the team. Sanchez down the line here is the Nigerian. This is Kelvin Lawal. He can cut this one back to the edge of the area and might go on his own. Lawal goes with the finesse, but it's a tame effort. Vinagra with the ball down the line there for Ethan Cook. That is a brilliant ball as well to find Andreas Pereira, who is clean through on goal. Andreas Pereira, and he drills it wide. He was under pressure and he was getting caught, which is why I had to take the shot a little bit earlier than I wanted to, but that really, oh man, it's inches again, but like the Adama chance against United, that really should have been a goal. Still a guard on the ball, good shot, but well caught by Jackson. Kelvin Lawal with a lovely run in behind down the right-hand side. He's got men in the middle. One of them there is Ethan Cook. Awful touch, but it falls to Andreas Pereira very kindly as my voice completely dies there. Andreas Pereira on the turn, able to convert after the miscontrol from Ethan Cook. Apologies to my voice, I don't know what's going on this week. Regardless of that, well set up there by Kelvin Lawal down that right-hand side. Awful touch from Ethan Cook, but it did work out in the end. And after Pereira missed that brilliant chance earlier on, arguably one that's even more difficult than that one is converted by the Brazilian on the turn, and we do finally get our first goal of the episode. I say finally, it's not as if it's been that long, but good work from Bennett again there to deal with that one. Just gets it out like that, not taking any risks. Good stuff from him. Not gonna lie, he's been very impressive, and so has Lawal there, wins that one back in a good position. Lawal does well to turn away from the MK Dons defender. Gibbs White, Munir, that's prodded through towards Renato Sanchez, and with the pressure, manages to rifle it into the top corner, and that is 2-0. What a finish from Renato Sanchez. That is a really good finish from Sanchez. He scores some very good goals. Not like ridiculous screamers, but some very nice ones. His finishing is very good to say he's only a central midfielder. Bennett manages to intercept the throw as well. Looked like a bit of a foul on him. It's dealt with by Vinagra, not very well. Bolly is not dealing with that one at all. Vinagra gets it clear. I hate how an X clearance can just for some reason become an A clearance. It doesn't really make any sense to me, as that is punched clear by Jackson. Pereira does well to block Lawal as well with the block. Bennett then gets it clear. Andreas Pereira can play that one out wide here now into Ruben Vinagra, who will go for the long shot, and it's a very good effort. That's the end of the first half, and a very promising one for our Youth Academy graduates. Kelvin Lawal, sorry. Ethan Cook as well down the left-hand side, very good. Patrick Bennett, for a 61 rated right back, was very impressive, and through the middle here is Munir. He might have the pace to get away from the defenders. Hopefully he does. He's got men in support. He might try and go it alone though, Munir. That is an excellent goal from Munir. The composure to finish that off despite having plenty of players around him that he could pass to. I can imagine Lawal with that got on his tits. I can very much imagine that did, because he was in acres of space for so long there. Munir just didn't pass to him. Sanchez was in support as well. He almost had to score, but Munir grabs his first goal and his first start as well. He's had very limited game time since joining from Barcelona. Obviously now the game is done. The game is completely over. It's 3-0. There's no way MK Dons are getting back in this one. They may score, I don't know, but they're not going to score 4 goals or even 3, really, although Muirhead has volleyed that one over the bar and Jackson was static. Sanchez here is running down the middle. He's got space to run into. Here is Sanchez. There's a man through. It is Andreas Pereira. That's almost 4. Munir, though, converts on the rebound, and that is 4. It's 2 for the ex-Barcelona man that we brought in for free. And just before he departs the pitch, he grabs our 4th goal of the game. He was never going to miss from there. 2 goals for Munir. That's his final action of the game before he's replaced by the Canadian Jonathan David. And it's all smiles. After losing 3-0 against Manchester United, at least we've come back strong and we've got 4 against MK Dons. I mean, it's positives in it. It's the Carabao Cup rather than the league, but I'll take it for now. MK Dons coming forward there. Good save from Max Jackson in between the Wolves sticks. That's his first big save in a Wolves shirt. I like that. Vinagre wins that in the air, but can't find a Wolves shirt. Patrick Bennett with a great challenge. Honestly, he has been phenomenal in this game. Like, really good. Max Jackson's just going to pump this long this time instead of trying to dink it out. Wonderful, wonderful ball into Lawal. Just a shame he can't control it. Jackson has looked very, very solid in this game overall. I'm not going to lie. Like, he's not had a huge amount of saves to make, but his distribution has been excellent in this game. And it looks as if, hopefully, beyond this, we'll be able to keep a clean sheet if we can just keep this one out. Ball in. Cisse gets his head on it. It was just wide. A 4-0 victory. Cisse's progressed now to the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. And what's better, we didn't even really have to use any of our first team players, probably apart from Renato Sanchez, to get the victory. Serious strength in depth now in this side, and that shows with that performance. Andreas Pereira with a 9.1 was very impressive. 9.5 for Sanchez, but neither of them beating Munir, who with his 2 goals grabbed man of the match. Really honourable mentions as well for Kelvin Lawal down the right-hand side, and Patrick Bennett. I'm hoping I've got a highlights reel from him, because he was so good. I'd say he's the lowest rated of any of the players that played in that game. Now, here's an interesting one. We've had a bid for Leo Bonatini, the 75 rated Brazilian, who we've just, I'm not even gonna lie, we've barely used him in this save. Like, he's just been redundant the entire time, so there's no real point him being here. So we're gonna go ahead, and I think we're gonna accept it. £8.5 million a lot for him. I know we can apparently ask for 9.7, but to be honest, I'm just gonna go ahead and accept that. Just worth noting, there have been some deals done. So, Bonatini for a start has gone to Buenos Aires. He decided he didn't want to go to Southampton and wanted to go to Argentina instead. Who knows why? I don't know what's going on in his head. Clearly the fact he hasn't played for a year has messed with his psyche, but he's gone. £8.5 million is the fee, and we're allocated £7 million of that, and John Ruddy has also been sold to some random team over in Turkey, because Tepe, is that the team that Charlie Sports' dad manages? I can't quite remember, but regardless of that, he's gone. We're going to have a total of, as you can see, £25.7 million. That is a lot. The problem that I have with this team is that it's kind of, you're going to hate me for this, all of you, but it's kind of where I want it to be. I don't know what to do with this team. Like, we've already strengthened the defense. In theory, our fullbacks are solid, and Babu's only 79, but his partnership with Adama down the right is unlike anything I've ever had before. Sancho is extremely strong down the left, so is Helder Costa, and Jota is okay. He's still got like a half a year as a trial. We may even sell him in January and have to replace him with someone really good. You don't know. Midfield, we've invested a lot. Ziyech obviously has come in, or Ziyech has come in. He's 84 rated. Neves and Sanchez and Samaseku and Moutinho and Pereira and Gibbs White. We've got so many centre mid options. Martinez up top. Munir is the backup. David is the backup to the backup. We've got strength in depth and strength in strength everywhere. I don't know where to even invest in this team anymore. I think what I'm tempted to do is leave the majority of the money until January, so that if we do end up selling a Patrizio or a Diogo Jota, we can improve upon them vastly, or we can just bring in someone in January, because I don't want to just spend this money now. I don't really have an idea in my head of who I want to bring in. A lot of the comments were to do with backup goalkeepers, which we may not do now. One thing I am going to do, however, or try to do anyway, is bring in a backup right back, and Matt Doherty has served as well in this series, but I think we can do better, which is ironic because the player we're about to sign is technically worse than him. Aaron Wan-Bissaka from Crystal Palace is a hero amongst men, generally speaking. You'll know all about him if you do fantasy football. He is the golden gem. He's also very good in-game and also very good in real life as well. I think 72 is a complete injustice of a rating. He should be 74 or maybe even 75. £4 million is the deal we're offering to Crystal Palace. They want 4.15. That is absolutely fine. Roy Hodgson, mate, it's a steal. We might as well have robbed you there, son. Simple stuff then to try and bring in Wan-Bissaka. A bid agreed very, very easily. Now we welcome Aaron into the room. For those that watch my Liverpool series from out in Berlin with EA Game Changers, you'll know that I signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka in that series, but we didn't really get much use out of him. I think he was actually in the series once in his entirety. So realistically, you know, I know that if I sign him in this, it's not like we're reusing and rehashing the same players. Anyway, we're going to offer a 4-year contract for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That is absolutely what he was aiming for. He wants a release clause, interestingly. £10.5 million is, in fairness, a lot. We can always renegotiate that well above what I'd ask for him. So yeah, we'll accept that. Go on then. We'll add some spice. We don't have many release clauses on people, so we might as well add some spice to the mix. He wants 19k in wages and a couple of bonuses as well. I'm going to be petty. I'm going to remove the bonuses, even though we can more than afford to do that. And there we go. He is happy with that. He didn't even want to renegotiate the wage. So Aaron Wan-Bissaka now joins Wolves. That is, technically speaking, what, our 5th signing of the transfer window? And obviously for those that were hoping for a few more English players in this series, your wish is literally my command. A new English youngster joins, along with the likes of Lloyd Kelly, etc. You'll see his attributes here: a very pacey customer, 85 acceleration and 81 sprint speed. Agility and balance are pretty high as well. His defensive stats, barring his interceptions, are also very good. Slide tackling at 79. So here you go, confirmation that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is now a Wolves player. Technically a step up for him after signing from Crystal Palace, who were very much a mid-table side last year. There you go, deadline day is done, and naturally, literally the day after it ends, we get a bid from Bristol City for Ben Stevenson. Time then though for the final action in this episode, and it's an away game against West Ham United at the London Stadium, the Olympic Stadium. We'll be hoping for a much better performance from our first team than we got against Manchester United. Obviously that game was a shambles. We're coming off the back of it confidence-wise in terms of how I play, with a 4-0 win over MK Dons. Hopefully that will bleed into this game as well. But we need more from the likes of Joseph Martinez, who was anonymous in that game. Upamecano then finds Johnny Otto as we get this game properly underway. And then, oh, Jesus, look, okay, Upamecano. For the love of God, man, you're going to have to control the ball better than that. Johnny Otto there for company, well blocked by him. Upamecano then gives it away. Arnautovic finds Felipe Anderson, and we are 1 goal down. I can't believe this. I can't believe it. You know what's flashing before my eyes right now? Is this centre-back partnership somehow going to be worse than Willy Bolly and Connor Cody? Because I don't think I'm ready for it if it is. Upamecano, why have you just not got that clear? This is actually going to be I swear to God. If this centre-back partnership is worse, that's now over to Sanchez. Martinez carries on his run. Martinez with the strike. Well saved by Adrian. That's more than the amount of shots he had against Manchester United, so I'll take it from the Venezuelan. Harry Maguire's got himself in the book for a bit of shirt pulling there on Marco Arnautovic. Oh man, this is going to get in my head. This is the problem. I'm going to start not having any confidence in either of them. Maguire, in fairness, has got the resultant free kick clear. Costa then finds Jota. Martinez is running in behind. Now, Martinez, you've got the pace, hopefully, to get away from men here. Ziyech pumps that one over the top there towards Renato Sanchez, who's got on the end of it, and the strike finds the back of the net. Really good goal, well set up there by Hakim Ziyech, and Renato Sanchez scores again. He got a second goal against MK Dons. He's into the side for this game, and we are back level after the shakiest of shaky first 15 minutes. It's a really nice ball over the top. That obviously is what Ziyech offers. He's one of the best passers on the entirety of the game at this point, so he can find players when you just don't expect him to. Really good ball over the top and a nice finish through the legs of the defender from Renato Sanchez. Rosier, oh, this is some great passing play here from West Ham, and Arnautovic. Why is that one of the bar? I couldn't get near them because Arnautovic somehow holds onto the ball there, then goes past Upamecano, ball there into Wilshere. Well dealt with, and Anderson somehow gets on the end of that one and scores. Honestly, what more could I have done in that situation? First of all, Neves was trying to get the ball off Arnautovic and it auto-switched it onto somebody else when I was actually there. And then we do eventually make the tackle and it just happens to fall perfectly for Felipe Anderson. I'm done. I can't be bothered. Second goal of the game for the Brazilian. Oh, so much space again. Arnautovic is in. Arnautovic has hit the post. Sanchez gets it clear. Jesus Christ. Honestly, I've got no confidence at all in this back four. This centre-back partnership is not working at all right now. I've got no confidence in it. Neves continues on his run. Martinez was running in behind. Ziyech will now find the Venezuelan. This is Joseph Martinez with the finesse. Should have done better. To be honest with you, I would have expected him to score in that situation. Joseph Martinez trying to get away now from Ogbonna. Martinez through towards Ziyech. He stumbles, but he gets the shot away on the second possible opportunity. And right at the end of the first half, Hakim Ziyech finally gets that first goal. It's been coming. He could have gone down just then and actually won the penalty, to be fair, but he stayed on his feet. The ball from Martinez after the cutback tugged back there, tripped, but he manages to get there. For some reason, Cyprian gets out of the way, and literally, with the last kick of the first half, we're back level pegging again. Ziyech gets his first goal in a Wolves shirt, and that is the end of the first half. We had to work hard for that one, because our defence is literally incapable of everything right now. No change of personnel, even though I did really want to take Upamecano off, or one of him and Maguire. Balbuena, Arnautovic around the corner here for Wilshere. Well done from Upamecano. Maybe stern words have been had at half-time then, because he's looking a lot more solid in this game already. Johnny Otto goes flying in, misses it. Needed to get there, really. Sanchez now got the better of Upamecano. Ball into Arnautovic. Over the bar from the Austrian. Once again, Harry Maguire needs to be tighter to his man there. Johnny Otto, though, intercepts that in a great position. This is now into Hakim Ziyech, and it's just wide of the far post. That is game over. It's our first draw, I believe, of the season. 2 goals from Felipe Anderson for West Ham, and then 2 goals from ourselves cancel each other out. It's the points shared in the end. Hakim Ziyech was man of the match. He managed to grab himself his first goal as a Wolves player by equalising for the second time in this game. 8.5 for Martinez. Good ratings as well for Sanchez, and surprisingly Upamecano. I mean, I know he got it together in the second half, but he was absolutely cataclysmic in the first, so slightly questionable, but there we go. So after 4 games in the league season, it is 7th place for us and 7 points, though we are joint with 4th place Chelsea, who also have accumulated 7 points so far this season. A little bit out of form and a bit out of sorts in the Premier League. A thumping win in the Carabao Cup against lower league opposition, but Manchester United, we were very poor. West Ham, we were very average, so we need to get ourselves back together in the next episode. Anyway, in the background, you'll now be able to see the Hall of Fame. This is where all the records and accolades are kept for this series. And now on the top right of the screen, you'll be able to see the Player of the Episode votes. There'll be a few decent contenders. Some of them might even be second string or Youth Academy players, actually, given our best performance by far was against MK Dons. That was going to wrap up today's episode of the Wolves career mode here. I think episode number 3 now of this second season. Got to apologise for my croaky voice. I don't know why it's been so bad today, but it just is what it is. So I hope it didn't put you off by any stretch of the imagination, because I've been coughing and spluttering all over the gaff during this one. But anyway, regardless of that, if you've enjoyed this video, slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It's the big red button under the video and it massively helps me out. You can also follow me on social media these days too. My Twitter and Insta at the official FNG, and links are down below. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
I've been smoking and drinking. Say the weed and the voice got me thinking skeptical. Boy, you better know when I'm under the influence. If I say shit, then I meant it all. Had a flashback when I used to kick ball, and the coach told me I weren't technical. Man, I lost all the air in my lungs, and it's like man took a low blow to the testicles. Now you see the spare time, I invest it all to the music. Dug deep, now I'm seeing improvements. Spill force on the ink on the page, and it feels therapeutic. Yeah.